when I first saw you for the very first time on social media, I didn't know how. I can't explain it. It's like you just kind of assume, and this goes not just for you, but for everybody.
No, yeah.
You just kind of look at someone, and then you're like, and then you meet them, and you're like, oh, I did not think that's how they were at all. I think you're like that exact, like you're the perfect example.
You
like
think so?
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was like,
Really?
does this girl have personality like that? Meet you day one. You're showing me all your photos, family, friends. It's
Literally,
great.
why?
It's one of my favorite people ever. Sid, how are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How
We're
are you?
here. I'm tired, but
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
worry. Like
we
I'm
know.
good now. Yeah, I'm good now.
Good.
So, did I just cut you off?
No.
Be honest. Are you sure?
Be honest. I don't know. Maybe. Like,
Sid, how's your semester going? What year is it for you?
I'm a senior, so it's my last year.
So you're done in the spring?
In the spring, yeah.
Are you nervous?
Yeah. I'm actually really nervous. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. But I mean, the semester is okay. I think it's been really busy. I mean, the fall is always very busy, especially because
we're in the thick of it right now.
Yeah, like, the fall is just crazy, and I feel like the spring always feels a lot more chill for some reason. I feel like there's just a lot that goes on in the fall.
Probably. Well, also, is dance more busy in the fall or in spring?
Yeah, because we do, I don't know, we come off of summer. That was my first summer that I actually did, which was, quote, spring, whatever. And so we did, a bunch of stuff all summer to, like, get us ready for fall. And then we get to fall, and it's football games and stuff like that.
Yep.
So we have to, like, worry about halftimes and stuff like that, make sure we look good on the sidelines. Like, that's a lot of the bulk of what we're doing. But then, like, very soon into the semester, we get our nationals choreography. So that was, like, I don't even know how long. That was, like, 2 months ago at this point already. It was, like, early, like, in, I don't know, maybe mid-September or something. I don't really remember. So we get the dances that we're going to take in January. So then we have those in our back pocket, and we need to start working on those right away.
Yeah.
So it just all gets muddled together, and it's like, oh, my God. Like, it's all kind of just happening. So
I don't know if this is just how it is for a dancer, but it seems like you have to be very present because you guys are so busy. You kind of have to just take one thing at a time, one step at a time.
Yeah, definitely.
But when it comes to the future, what about it concerns you the most in terms of, like, as soon as you graduate? Like, what about it would make you so nervous?
Just life-wise?
Yeah.
I think just what's making me nervous lately, where my head's been at when I'm having this kind of thought, is that I've been talking about my plan to go get my master's degree since my freshman year, like, since I came to this school, because they don't have my, my major here. And so, but I really wanted to come here.
Further, just in case anyone doesn't know.
Yeah, I was going to say, anyone, like, I want to do speech-language pathology. So I want to work with kids and all of that. And so I realized that kind of later on, when I was already kind of touring schools, I thought I wanted to do elementary ed. So it's always been kind of kid-based. And then I was like, hey, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have my own classroom. Like, I just didn't really, I don't know, I didn't see that for me. So then I kind of switched over to, more of a concentrated thing. And that's where I came up with speech. So then I started touring schools, and, like, I wasn't liking any of them.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, hey, we've toured 10 schools, girl. Like, get it together.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so my roommate's dad is actually a professor at Central. And it was kind of like, it wasn't a last resort, I don't think. But it was like, I remember she told me, we're going on another college tour today. And I was like, oh, my God, I can't do this. I was like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And, but whatever, we went. And I actually, for the first time, was like, oh, I actually kind of like this one. Something about the campus, something about the vibes. Like, I actually really like it.
This is when you first came to CCSU?
When I came to CCSU, yeah. I was like,
what year was that?
I mean, it was probably like 2019 or something.
Fall to visit?
Yeah.
So that means you probably came to CCSU fall of 2020?
Yes, I did. That was like when I actually came here, yeah.
Ooh.
Huh?
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy,
what a crazy year.
Such a good one. A crazy one. Yeah.
Where else could you have possibly gone aside from
Where
Central?
else? Oh, so I did apply to 3 other schools. So I got into Stonehill in, like, Easton, Massachusetts, Worcester State, and St. Anselm, because that's where my mom went. It's up in like New Hampshire, I think. It's kind of like a little bit
Those
old fashioned.
are all very far apart.
Yeah, all kind of different.
How do you think your life would have turned out if you went to?
Oh my god.
You ever think about that?
Yes, I do think about that. Actually, I do think about that. It like not freaks me out, but I do think it's such a weird concept. Like, what would happen? I would have met totally different people.
Mm-hmm.
If I went to Worcester State, my life would probably be a little bit easier.
I had a buddy that went there.
Yeah.
Played baseball there. It's like nice and secluded. It's weird.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. I haven't seen a ton of the campus, but
actually, no.
I don't know.
I might be thinking of. I think it's a different. No, I'm thinking of a different college.
Oh,
I forget what the name of it is. But it's both in Mass.
All right, because I was gonna say I don't know if Worcester State's necessarily secluded.
No.
But...
There's a. Someone probably knows what I'm talking about. There's a college in Mass it's like a crazy woodsy area. Very, like it's crazy. But Worcester, I did have a friend that went there. It was nice.
Yeah.
From what I heard.
It would have been easier for me to go there because they have a fantastic
Expensive
program. Though. Is it? I don't even really know how expensive it is.
I would like to think, and this is me just guessing.
Okay.
I want to think, I don't know anything about the school your mom went to.
Oh, yeah.
But I think CCSU might be cheaper.
Probably.
It's definitely cheaper than Worcester.
Okay.
I think it might be cheaper than Stonehill.
Stonehill's expensive, but they gave me a lot of money.
Oh, so you're getting scholarships and stuff?
Nice. Yeah, I did come into CCSU with
good GPA in high school.
Yeah.
Smarty smart. There you go.
Pretty good. You know, I did my thing. I was fine. You know, I don't know. Nothing.
Sid the Smart. Nice. let me.
Oh my god.
Let me stop. Let me stop.
Oh my god.
What was life like in high school for you? Were you as outgoing as you are now? Have you always been this way?
Honestly, great question. It's kind of weird to think back on. I feel like I don't really think about that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, not like who I was. Like, I don't really know. But I would say I've always had this kind of funny, like, not funny, but like, you know, personality. I'm not trying to say anything. No, I've always had like kind of, you know, a bubbly personality, but
bubbly. Good word.
You know, I feel like that kind of wraps it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I have always kind of been like this, and I feel like still to this day, it's kind of the same where, you know, if I'm like comfortable in a situation or if I'm comfortable with the people, then like, yeah, I'm honest, you know, obviously gonna be a little more likely to be kind of fun and outgoing and just, I don't know, I like to be comfortable with the people that I like surround myself with, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, you know, everyone gets, maybe not everybody, but I know I still get a little social anxiety in like weird situations and stuff.
Does.
You know,
just
like
given the setting.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, in high school, I danced, too. I've danced my entire life since I was 2 years old. So, I would just go to dance, go to school, hang out with my dance friends or, you know, my few school friends, and, like, do that, and then do it all again. You know, it was kind of just my little life that I had going on. It wasn't anything insane, I guess.
And plus, I mean, dance has kept you in shape all this time.
Oh, God.
So,
my whole life.
You have that going for you, and if you're in great shape, it's good for the body, good for the soul.
Yeah.
So that kind of prevents you. It's not like you had a crazy setback where, let's say, you get really out of shape and then not doing anything, and then not only you're not working out, you're not going out and like socializing, and then it just kind of culminates into that's how a lot of people get depressed.
Yeah, true.
A lot of therapists look into if they're not working out, if they're like secluding themselves away from everybody, and other factors, of course. But that's good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
And I feel like it definitely like you said, kind of for your brain too, because it's like, I don't know, I feel like I've explained this before, where it's like dance is so, it's not just physical, it's so mental almost. Like there's
probably have so much repetition and
I don't know, there's so much memory, and especially in college, like the attention to detail and then needing to remember that, like it's wild. So it's definitely good for, I guess maybe it's probably good for your brain. Maybe
but those are good problems.
Yeah.
There's bad problems and there's good problems.
Yeah, that's good.
Give me the good problems over bad ones any time.
Agreed.
But that, and obviously, like, you hear the stigmas. You see, I don't know if you ever saw the movie Black Swan with Mila Kunis. Great movie.
I'm the worst. I like am so bad at watching movies, but go on.
You just hear the stigmas, like dancers, like they have a lot of like it's just a stigma. Not my words, Sid. Not
That's
my
okay.
words.
I gotcha.
I'm just saying, like, they'll have like body image problems.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes like there's toxic coaches out there, like you're too fat, even the girl's like 130 pounds. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Have you experienced any of these things, or like know people that have, and how true is that?
Okay, so
Yeah, break it down, girl.
funny because I like bring that up sometimes. I bring that exact thing up when I get into a conversation about dance and like it somehow gets to that point. It's very real. It's very real. I was very lucky, and this is what I always say, is that I was so lucky to not deal with that. But think about it, like you're standing in front of a mirror for hours and hours on end for years, like years and years. Like I danced at a studio for 15 years. So like from when I was 2 years old.
And there's always mirrors in the dance room. That's
yeah,
right. Yeah.
The whole room, mirrors in front of you.
Holy cow.
And like, but besides that, it's always like, you know, no matter how nice of like because I went to like a very nice studio. Like there's some crazy things out there. There was crazy ones, you know, near me, like in my same town. But we were kind of just more like, felt like a nice little family. Like I was there since she opened, like so she was kind of growing and learning and whatever, so it was very nice. But what I'm saying is like no matter how nice it is, it still can be like a comparing game to your peer, like your friends, your other fellow dancers. And like, you know, somebody gets a little special part in a dance and you're jealous and you wish that was you. Or like for me, I was always short. I'm still short. I was very tiny. Like I'm kind of just genetically like, you know, a tiny kind of person and whatever. Yeah. And so, and I mean, I had like, you know, some tricks and skills or whatever it was that they wanted. And so I would get put in the front or I would get put in like the middle because it just like worked.
So this is a real thing. Sorry to cut you off. The fact that
sorry
like,
to bring it back.
If you're in the front or you're in the middle, the closer you are to the people, those are like the better dancers. Like that's a thing, or
maybe in a studio, but then once you hit college, it's different because when we go to our national competition.
So the team aspect like, is college. It's more about. All right, how do I word this? So when you're growing up, somebody is in the front. That means they're better, quote unquote. Growing up. When you're in college, that doesn't matter as much. No. It's about, I'm assuming, just everyone being on the same page, synchronous dancing.
Yep, stuff like that for sure. And it's just kind of like, it can be about like the visuals of the formation, so like, you know, where we're standing and moving to. Yeah. It could be about that more too. But like, the thing is, the judges are up high when we go to national competition. So like, that's the thing. They're not seeing it from this like straight point of view. They're seeing everybody. No matter if you're in the back line, you could be in the back of the dance the entire time, and you're still like a crucial part of the dance. So that's what I would say is definitely different. But it's kind of like the competitive thing that can lead into the body image thing and like a lot of things.
What's the most nerve-wracking thing or anything that you're willing to share in terms of nationals when it comes to like everyone sees the final product, but nobody sees or can truly, even if you try and sum it up in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Nobody will ever understand.
No.
Shout out to the rack. Like I've seen you guys before during the winter, like absolutely busting your asses, doing the same dances every single day.
Yep.
And it's hard work. You can see, you just look like you guys are busting your asses.
Right.
But then you see the people that go to these events, like they see the final product, but they don't know what goes into it. Tell anybody that's interested or
I love this question.
Yeah, break it down.
So I'm like trying to think of even where to start with that. So basically, when it comes to dance, say we learn a dance. Let's go with a nationals routine.
Sure.
How about that? So we have a weekend where it's like, you know, 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. One of the days is usually like 12 hours, and then another like 5, and then another however many. So it's like one of them this year was like a 24-hour weekend. But anyways, so we learn the dance in those 3 days. And it's usually a choreographer, which is the person that makes the dance. Usually somebody from like far away. So they fly in, throw everything at us, give us their expertise, and do what they can.
Is there someone different every time?
Could be, could not be. Palm has been. We do palm and hip hop. I know a lot of people don't really know.
For anyone that's
what that is.
Yeah, if you can.
I can give a little consensus. Like palm is basically its own style of dance that's seen kind of more in dance teams, like not in dance studios, where we have, you know, pom-poms in our hands. And I don't really know how to exactly describe it. Like, it's very specific arm motions and stuff like that. So it's a very specific technique itself, basically. And then the lower, you know, body part can kind of vary a lot with the type of dancing that's going on down there. But there's a whole, like,
you're good.
whole thing that goes into that.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense at all.
Yes.
And then hip hop, a lot of people kind of know what that is. That's also kind of just.
You ever see that meme?
Different.
Sydney, I will be damned if you haven't seen this meme, where it's the lady who's like, she's like, if you walk like this, that's hip hop. I don't know if you.
Maybe. I might have.
I know Bob's Burgers made fun of it. It was like she was like, the way you sit in a chair, like that's hip hop.
Yeah.
It's so dumb, but like funny at the same time. But yes, everyone does know what hip hop is. But yes, nationals.
Great, whatever. So those are the two things we do. So we have a weekend for each of them. Cool. They, like I said, they come in, they give us their knowledge and their creativity and their dance that they created, and yeah, then they leave, and we are left with all of that. So then after that, we get it into our brain and bodies and stuff like that, so we can really get it in there. Because
memorization.
Because they come in, like I said, they literally throw it at you and leave. So because it's very complicated and it's a lot, and we only get one little weekend, whether it seems like a million hours or not. It's like only one weekend. Mm-hmm. So whatever, cool, we know it. Then it's time to quote like clean it. That's what it's called.
Clean it up.
Clean it up is when we go through the dance. Count by count. I think a lot of people know dancers use counts, like 8 counts and stuff like that, like counting literally to 8 to represent a movement on like a certain count. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Yeah.
No,
so,
I got you.
So we'll go through like say 8 count by 8 count, but it's literally singular.
So do you do a whole thing where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
could
7, 8, and 1, and then you just keep going?
Yeah,
okay.
Could be, but then there's also like crazy things in there, like it could be like 1 and a 2, like it's like ridiculous. I'm so serious. It gets ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or it's like 1 E and a 2. I'm like, bro, we cannot be real.
What's your favorite number?
13.
See, yeah, it's not 1 through 8.
No.
It makes sense.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was triggered. Couldn't ever pick a number
never.
in there.
Impossible.
That's so funny. So anyways, we clean. We go through.
Clean it up.
And we make sure that our body angles are the same. Where our feet are placed are the same. Where our arm is placed is the same. Where our hand is placed, how far apart our fingers are is the same. Every single, I'm so serious, like head placement, like everything to the nitty gritty we go through. And we do that. We end up doing it like multiple rounds, but we have to start with like one round going through the whole dance doing that.
It must feel terrible if you're that one person that's a tick off.
Oh, yeah, a little
bit. And the coach is like, God damn it.
Yeah, luckily she's not like, she's very nice. We love, shout out to my coach and my assistant coach also. Yep. But yeah, like she does, that's why we take a lot of videos too, because then like she'll go through right after, take a little video of say even just an 8 count. And she'll look at the video and be like, oh, Sid, like, fix that. Like, oh, like, you didn't do something or whatever it is. And I'm like, okay, got you. Got you.
And you love this, though.
Yeah.
Right?
But also, like, yeah, with all of that, though, kind of comes, like, perfecting it. And that's the part that I've always really liked.
Are you a perfectionist?
Maybe a little bit, I guess. I feel like a little bit because I feel like I've said that about dance before. Like, I used to be convinced that I was not a good dance teacher. First of all, I had never really done it.
Yeah.
Second of all, yeah, like I didn't really have any exposure to it. But in my head, I was like, I don't know. I think I'm just the dancer. Like I think I'm just the dancer because I love this little aspect of like perfecting it and taking it in and like, I don't know, because when you're younger, like in a studio, you have like months and months and months and months until you do anything with it. So you have so much time to like get it in your body and perfect it and make it better. And I just like thought that was so fun.
Yeah.
And I still think it's fun. It's just like kind of quicker now.
Right.
So that's the part where your brain starts hurting.
So you're going through the cleanup process, you're going through all this, and then even when you feel like everyone is on the same page to the T, do you still get that pit feeling in your stomach before performing? Even if it's at regular games.
Yeah.
Not even nationals. Do you still get nervous even when you feel like you've mastered everything that needs to be set straight?
Honestly, for me personally, like the times that I feel the least nervous is when I know that we've got this down, like we cleaned it so well, like, or if we've had it for a little longer. It's always nice because we're like, we've done it so many times. Like this happened to us last week at a game. We have had a dance since like July, which is like the longest we've ever like had something that wasn't nationals. We were like, whoa. But we had been cleaning it and re-cleaning it and fixing it up and doing it for so long that I was like, we were like, guys, we're good. Like we got it.
Yeah.
We've had this dance for so
So
long.
it can get to a point where you're overdoing it.
A little bit.
Like, we're ready.
We were kind of joking, like, that we're kind of, like, a little bit sick of one of the dances because it's been so long. And we were like, oh, my God. Like, we have done it so many times.
Right.
But that also was positive. So we were
That's
like,
what it takes.
let's just go do it.
Yeah.
We're good. Let's just go dance it. So I would say, like, I don't get that nervous when I feel like we got it down. It's been in my head for a minute, been in my body for a minute.
Right.
I'm ready to go.
It's just
natural. Now I just have to perform it. Now
Yeah.
I just have to add a little face and add a little something, and then that's it.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I love that you said that. You said put on a face.
Yeah.
Sort of.
But
Has there been a time where you're having a shitty day and you had to go out there? It had to happen, right? And you're smiling.
Yep.
Pulling out of everyone thinks you're so happy.
Yeah.
And then behind the scenes, you're like, oh my God, today's not my day.
Yeah.
Really?
But that's kind of like what goes into it. You know, you can think about, you know, dancers and cheerleaders and stuff like that in other things too, where, like, at our school, we're the spirit leaders. So that's what we're there to do.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what kind of day you had. We're there to look happy and support the team, and that's it. That's what we're there for. Nobody, kind of sounds like we're not, like, human beings for a minute, you know what I mean? Like, nobody cares. We're there to kind of look pretty and dance and smile and, like, you know, like I said, support whatever team is playing, and that's about it. That's what we're there for.
Do you feel that sometimes dancers get a bad rep when it comes to... People might think, like, they're all full of themselves. Like, it's all about me.
Maybe.
Like, I love the spotlight. Like,
Yeah,
all eyes on me
understandable.
rather than... Like, does it make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, those girls are selfish. I'm not saying you guys.
No, I know.
Shout the dance team.
Shout
But
out.
do you feel like that holds some truth? Do you feel like it's totally false? How do you feel when it comes to that?
Let me think. Like, I feel like there's natural things
Or like
within it.
cheerleaders too. But
Yeah,
in case
no,
it's
yeah.
just that whole realm.
Where, like, we've had to become comfortable with being the center of, like, attention maybe, or, you know, having all eyes on us. We were just talking about that the other day, getting ready for basketball games coming up and being like, hey, you got to stand like this, you have to look like this because everyone's looking at you. Yeah, please do.
I got to. Yeah.
Please do. You know, stuff like that, like, and just remembering, like, oh my God, yeah, like, people will be at least glancing over at us the entirety of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we are, you know?
Yeah.
So, I think it's like, I don't think it would necessarily always for everyone translate over into life, if that makes sense. Like, some people, maybe dance helped them become comfortable with that, and now they love being the center of attention, and they've become that kind of person. Other people, I've danced with people who are very, like, shy and subdued, but when they're dancing, they just, I don't know, pop out of nowhere, and they show up and they go crazy. So, I don't know if that really answered the question, but...
I don't know if it did either, but I kind of like what you said.
Okay.
Does that make sense? It just
yeah,
seems
like,
right.
I don't know. I just...
Yeah, but when I went to a few basketball games last season,
God.
I looked over at you guys and the way you guys are postured the whole time.
Did we look good?
I'm a casual. I mean, yeah,
Okay.
sure. I would like to think so. I mean, I'm not a coach or nothing. If I was a coach or if I knew how to properly critique, I would have been like, -5. Not
No, literally.
I don't know, but yeah, you can clearly tell that you guys pay such attention to detail,
Okay, good.
which is so impressive. But let me ask you this: does that attention to detail? You can be completely honest, no judgment, safe space. Do you feel like that carries over when it comes to homework or cleaning your room or anything else, or do you feel like it takes up so much of all of your discipline, everything else is kind of in shambles?
Right.
Totally okay.
No, interesting question, actually. See, I'll answer for me. I think that I can't speak on the world.
No. Yes, for you.
I definitely think for me, I've kind of always said that I pay attention to detail, and I've always wrapped it back around to the whole dance thing and the whole, like I said before, like, I love to perfect it and this and that. And, like, even when I would be, like, was being taught, like, I would watch as close as I could to try and, like, mirror exactly what, you know, the choreographer, whoever was teaching me the dance, like, I would try and, you know, get all the specifics in me, like, kind of right away. And so I do think I personally am a very observant person in general, and, like, I definitely do pay attention to detail.
The best kind of person.
Yeah.
An observant person.
Yo, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, undercover observant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah. So for me, I think it probably connects a little bit, or maybe that's just the kind of person I am, so it makes it good with dance.
Right.
I don't really know, but I wouldn't say it was like the option you said with where it takes up so much energy that everything else kind of goes, out the window. Like, I would say it kind of just it connects the detail aspect, anyways.
Every time I open my phone, at least once a week, I see someone dancing in that place called the Lab.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever danced there?
No, I have not.
Would you ever?
Yeah, probably.
Get like one
of those
freestyle dance thing going.
Ooh, See, I'm not a freestyler, but
yeah.
Yeah, I would go. I mean, they have a bunch of different classes. I mean, one of the alumni from the dance team, she's been teaching there lately. So I would love to get in and do a class, especially, with somebody I know. That's always nice, a little less intimidating than walking into a random kind of
For sure.
teacher or whoever it is.
Do you feel like you'll still be, we just talked about it a little just now, but do you feel like you'll still be, for the most part, dancing when you're done in college? Or do you think it'll kind of just be a part of you but not really do it as much? How does that make you feel?
Yeah, that's always like, that's like always such a, like a sad one, you know what I mean? But when you think about that, because that's another kind of weird, bittersweet thought about being a senior too.
Yeah.
Because
are you telling me?
I know, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, like,
right.
When it is something that I'll be up to like 20 years or something by the time I don't even know. I kind of lost count at this point. After the 15, I'm like, what year is it? But, something I've been doing for so long. It's basically like with this kind of thing, you either go on to try out for a professional team, you teach dance. That's why some of my teammates are dance education majors. You go and teach dance. You like open a dance studio. That's kind of a hard one. But like there's just weird other options. Like, or you go do other kind of professional dance. Like, I don't know.
Would you ever do that? Consider it? NBA or NFL team just goes up to you right now and says, hey. I hear the pay isn't great.
Yeah.
But like, if it's on the side, like would that interest you?
I don't know.
You'd have to really consider it?
I would have to really, really think about whatever factors were involved. I would.
Yeah.
Because especially since, like, realistically in my life.
Are there certain teams or states where it's like, yeah, I'm not going there?
No.
Yeah.
I don't really. See, that's the thing, too. I don't really know that much about sports, so, like.
So just wherever you want me.
It's kind of like, yeah. Like, it's an accomplishment being on one of those teams regardless. True. It's very cool. Obviously you're good.
Yeah.
At this point, I probably wouldn't. I'm kind of like, my brain is kind of set in like, all right, you're getting your master's in speech and then you're going to get a job. And like, there you go. Like, so more of what you said where it's like a part of my life, huge, big, long part of my life.
Huge. And
shaped so many things in my life for sure. But that's probably it. But I always think the universe works in like mysterious ways. It does. I really, really do. And so you never know what could come up. Like, you literally don't know.
Do you feel all the way up to this point in your life, it's been hard to disassociate as a dancer, where people think if you're like dancer girl and nothing else, or it's like dog, like I'm a human, like I'm just like you. Yep. I just so happen to dance. That's why I love talking to a lot of the athletes on campus and pick their brain, because a lot of people just see them as, oh, this person, the swimmer or the basketball player. Yep. It's like, nah, like I know you're human.
No, yeah.
That's why I love doing this, because you get to see, rather than someone staring at you just smiling on a sideline or on a basketball court or wherever, they see, oh shit, she speaks.
Literally,
she can do things. She has a personality. She has thoughts. And some people think like this. Like, they'll be like, I didn't realize that they were this honest and truthful.
Because you knew nothing about them. You just watched them play a game, or you watched them like stand and dance or whatever.
Right. Yeah. But how was that felt? Do you kind of take it with a grain of salt? Do you own it? Because for me, growing up, people would say, "Oh, Mario, that guy's great," but they never, like, there was no title.
They didn't have anything to add.
Now this is like, people know me as like this. Like, this is what he does. Like, he talks to people. This is what he does. But
right.
And I like that. But for you, and this was like fairly recent, or for you, dance whole life, are you going to try and like say, okay, this chapter of my life is great, but now like I'm a speech pathologist. Yeah. I do this, I do that.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess it's hard too, because like it's not like I have any other crazy hobbies or anything. Like, I don't really.
Really?
No, not really. I mean,
when you're chilling in dorm or wherever, what do you normally do? If you have time on your hands, obviously you're so busy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
don't have that much time. So when I do, it's kind of more like literally basically being on my phone.
Do you feel that you have to, are you still finding yourself in a way?
I guess maybe a little bit more. I mean, thinking about the whole kind of disconnecting from the dancer narrative that people, that I've had.
Oh,
Excuse
cough
me. Bless you.
sneeze.
Hello,
what
everyone.
What is going on today? Nah, we're good.
I passed that on.
Yeah.
But going back a little bit, I feel like as of right now, I kind of own it. Because it does take up so much of my life, and it's a very, like, public thing, like, at school, like, I'm dancing at the game, so, of course, I'm like, come see me, like, come watch me dance, like, come see the hard work I put in with my team, like, I'm very proud of this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean, very passionate about this thing, so right now, I feel like I'm like, yeah, but there was one time, but wait, there's more,
Yeah.
But there was one time where it was after I did the fall semester in, like, 2021. That was my first season on the dance team. So all the way throughout nationals, which is, like, January. And then I didn't try out again because you have to try out every semester. I didn't try out again in the spring because I was just like, I don't know, whatever the reason. I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I was having a bit of a crisis. Mm-hmm. And so during that time was the only time where I got a little bit irritated because everyone knows that you're the dancer, right? Like, everyone knows you've danced for 15, 16, 17 years. And so I remember a family member had asked me during my little, like, off period, like, barely, like, first time in my life where I wasn't dancing. They were like, oh my God, you still dancing? And I was like, yeah, because I just didn't even want to deal with it. But, like, that's the only time where I was like, I was having a weird little moment in time where it was weird. That
happens, though.
It was weird.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So I'm kind of just owning it, and, like, I feel like it's not really something that I would ever get mad about somebody asking, if that makes sense. Like, never again, I don't think, because, again, I'm so passionate about it. It has been such a huge part of me, so, like, why am I going to be mad at that? It's fine. It's not going to be my identity anymore, but it's okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would it bother you if somebody comes up to you on campus and they go, oh, Sid, yeah, the cheerleader, right?
Oh, God, it hurts. It does.
Does it?
It just hurts, like, because you can't, but also, like, it's whatever. Like, you can't expect people to know. People see pom-poms in a dress, and they're like, oh, my God, cheerleader. Oh, my God. And it happens all the time.
Can you blame them, though?
No, because, again, I didn't even know that the style of pom existed.
No idea there was
I didn't know
different
that
things
existed.
though on campus.
Nope, no clue. So, I get it, but it's just, like, they would have to be, like, really not know me at all for me to be like, okay, whatever. But if, like, you know me a little bit and you've heard me say dance, like, if you've heard me say I'm on the dance team and, like, whatever, and you come up to me and you say cheer, I'll be like, dude. And I'm like, come on.
If next week, even after recording this, I'm like, oh, how's cheer?
You would never, because we talk enough. You know damn well I'm on the dance team.
Yeah.
There's no, like, nothing wrong with either, you know what I mean? But it's just the fact of, like, people just don't realize, and you have to just realize it's not that big of a deal. People just don't pay attention. It's fine.
When it comes to your whole journey, when it comes to becoming a speech pathologist, were there any other possible majors or paths you could have taken?
I mean, like I said, I got into... Sorry, what?
Or that you possibly entertained, I'm saying. Yeah.
Right. No, like, I got into the whole speech realm solely because I was like, I want to work with kids. I don't know where this thought came from.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
So,
it's so fascinating.
I've just always had this idea that, like, or not always, but it popped up somewhere, that I just want to be a part of, like, kids, like, development. You know, so that's why I was like, oh, kind of think back to, like, your kindergarten teacher or something. Like, they were a huge part of our development, and we don't even really remember it. Yeah. But it was super important. And so when I realized, I don't want to do the whole teacher thing, I moved on to speech. It was kind of the same thing in my head where I was like, well, this is arguably a little bit even more important because I would help, kids kind of fix any speech issues that they're having when they're young, because that's, like, scientifically the time that you need to, like, do that kind of thing, for the best result or whatever. So I was like, that's so cool. Like, I could help them with something, and then, like, they're always going to remember that. People, like, say it all the time.
Yeah, so in case anybody doesn't know, can you kind of break down or give some sort of context to a speech pathologist?
Sure.
Or like a situation where
right.
a kid would have to go to one?
Yeah, so I feel like people think of like speech impediments or stuff like that as just like a lisp or this or that. And of course, like, sure. But there's a million other different things that kids can deal with.
Stuttering?
Stuttering, yeah. But it's almost like, have you ever heard a little kid and they're supposed to be saying like, I'm trying to think of a good one, like cat, and they'll say tat. Like, they won't say, like, no, seriously, you know what I mean? Like, they can't say the right sound. There's a name for that. Don't remember right now.
I didn't realize. I thought that was, like, little kids being little kids.
It could be, but then if that goes on too long, then you're like, oh, hey, we need to fix that. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, just to kind of... What?
I could just picture you with the kids saying that, they're like, not right. Now that I think about it, it may be perfect.
No, that's not how it actually acts.
I'm sorry, dear.
Oh, nope, not that one.
Nah, you'll be great.
But yeah, so stuff like that. Like it's basically like therapy over time, like, you know, helping them. Honestly, I don't know a ton still, even of like the real aspect. I interned for like 3 months. My we had trimesters in high school, so it was like the last trimester before COVID, my senior year. I did intern with our speech pathologist who worked with, we had a preschool in my high school, so
wow.
She would work with the, you know, little babies. We had a really great like special ed program. She would work with them. So she kind of did a lot of different things, like besides even just, speech. Like she would do she would go a little bit further out too. I don't even know. But anyways, so yeah, I would see her work with especially the little kids, because that's like kind of what I want to do.
What was the worst case that you've heard of or seen from a kid?
I don't know.
It's okay if you haven't.
No, it's all right. It was more just like, well, there were some kids who were pretty nonverbal, so of course that's like, you know, it's a hard thing. But I think it was more of kind of what I said earlier, some like a lot of like the wrong sounds or just not being able to produce a sound.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wow, I don't know. Like, I didn't even know what I was getting myself into. I kind of jumped into speech, and then I realized, like, okay, I do actually want to do that. But it was kind of like a, hey, I don't want to teach. I need to find something else real quick.
Blind faith.
A little bit. Yeah. So then I just kind of started seeing all these things, and I was like, oh, I didn't even realize, like, that was a thing. Or, like, I, you know, never really would have thought of that because I didn't personally deal with it. I don't know anyone who really dealt with it. But, yeah, it was more of just, like, not being able to, just not using the right sound. And I was like, oh, God, like, they're struggling. You know, like, they're having a hard time. And she... Yeah. But then, like, I was there for, like, one kid's, like, breakthrough. And, like, they finally, like, said it. And she was like, yes, oh, my God. Like, that was so great. You know, it's like, and I was like, that is what's going to be worth it. Is, like, those little, like, victories. It's so cute to me.
You know what's so funny? The fact that I just remember this. One of my favorite all-time movies growing up was called Fat Albert.
Okay. I've heard of it.
And... Fat Albert, he goes, hey, 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 like that's his thing, you know, it's Fat Albert, and he has his whole, his crew, and like all his friends, and they made, so it was a cartoon show, and then they made it into a live action movie,
right,
where they all come out of the TV, and like they're actual people, and it was so funny, because one of the characters' names is Mushmouth, and Mushmouth can't speak, so when he tries to say balloon, he says, ba-ba-baluba,
right,
like he can't help but keep, you know, saying like bah, like, and like he'll just, you know,
right,
and that's his thing, and it's so funny because he's in the park, and there's probably this 5-year-old girl who's holding a balloon, and he's pointing at the balloon. He's like ba-ba-luba, and she's like ba-loon, a balloon, and then he goes balloon, and then he goes balloon, and then he goes balloon, and then he goes. Right after that, though, then he goes, wow, this is great. And then he can just
wait, that's kind of so funny.
Yeah. As soon as he learns to say balloon, then he can just say, like, anything he wants.
And it just clicks, I guess.
It is one of the funniest things you'll ever see. I love that you just reminded me of that.
That's just funny because it's very realistic.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually real. Like, that's basically what would happen, I guess.
I didn't, I will say, it doesn't have to do with speech, but growing up when I was in 2nd grade, I actually was very behind when it came to my reading level at that grade.
Yeah.
And I remember having to go to extra classes throughout the day.
Yeah.
And having to read more than any of the other students to constantly sharpen my mind. Yeah. And they actually questioned if I had a learning disability. But then they're like, nope, he was just because I was the youngest in my grade. They were
Took
like,
him a minute.
yeah, took him a minute. He's a little straggler. He's
You
good
know.
now. But yeah, I think it's great that you're gonna be helping.
Yeah.
These kids. Do it for the kids. Shout out to the kids.
Shout out to the kids. But, like, it's just, like, a fulfilling job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that that's also a great thing.
Lots of different victories.
Yeah.
Lots of
victories.
Yeah, aside from getting paid, which is great.
Yeah.
Like
they do
helping
get paid
somebody
pretty well,
also.
But...
Mm-hmm.
And I think also that's kind of where it came into with me, too. Like I said, I just, like...
Right.
wanted to make an impact, I guess you could say.
Oh, I love that.
You know, I know. I sound like, but it's true. Like, that's kind of where my head was at. And I don't really know where that thought came from. Yeah, I don't know, but
Question for you. I'm so sorry to cut you off.
oh please, it was all good.
Because of what you just said. Do you think, let's say you sophomore year of high school, would share the same sentiments, or anybody be like, let's say anybody hypothetically from high school is listening, if you are, what's up? Nah. But do you think they'd be like, wow, Sid has changed, or would they think, yeah, that's exactly who she always was?
Interesting question.
I'm spitting right now.
No, I love it.
Nothing's written down, by the way. I'm just
really.
Yes.
You're just spitting. I
yes.
love it. No, because like I love to talk like this. I love it. So I don't know. Let me think. It's like I'm trying to like step out of my own body and like think about how I was perceived almost.
Like, have you talked to a lot of people from high school since you graduated?
No.
Kind of been off the grid.
I didn't have that many close friends in high school. It was more acquaintances.
But did you get along with a lot of people?
Yeah, I got along with people great, like whatever.
Yeah.
Just wasn't super close with a lot of people.
Naturally.
So, I feel like I had a pretty good reputation, I guess. Like,
okay.
I think I like, I don't know. I'm a pretty confident person, and I feel like I've always kind of held myself fairly well. You know, of course, everyone's had their immature kind of stuff go on. Like, definitely in high school, like, I definitely had some, you know, maybe like a scandal. Like, I don't know. But I think overall, I think I appeared pretty good.
Right.
And so I think if somebody were to listen to this, that, I don't know, I'd probably just sound like I grew up a little bit. Probably just be interesting. Because honestly, I think when I listen to these, I listened to my own roommate. And I learned more about her. You know, because sometimes you just don't realize, like, people don't talk like this a lot.
No.
And that's why I love talking to you, honestly, because we like, get into this, not crazy, but craziest conversations.
We get into the nitty gritty.
We get deep, we get into it.
We do.
And I feel like you just learn so much more about people that way, and I've always loved that. So yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I guess, I don't know if they would think that I've changed like crazy or anything. Maybe just kind of like, all right, cool. Like, I didn't really know that about her. Like, she kind of just grew up. When
you were in high school, did you ever wonder, gosh, what will I look like? How will I feel?
Yes.
What will I be doing when I'm 20 or 21? You're 21 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel any different? I mean, I'm sure you've grown, obviously. But, like, it's weird how as you progress through life, you don't really, like, feel the change. It kind of just happens.
Yeah. Very real.
Isn't it weird?
Yes, it's very weird, actually.
Yeah.
Honestly, I used to think, I remember, I feel like I was thinking about this recently, don't know why, that when I was, like, young, I would ask my mom, I'd be like, do you think you can picture what I'll look like when I'm, like, kind of grown up?
Oh, what a great question.
Isn't that weird? But I did indeed ask my mom. I'm sure of it. I don't know if she remembers, but I remember.
And Mom, if you're listening.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Hope you remember.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah.
So I remember asking her, being like, do you think you could picture what I would look like when I get older? And she's like, yeah, probably. And I was like, oh, I can't. Like, I was like, I don't know what the heck I'm going to look like.
I hear that.
And so.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, I kind of just. People say I feel like I look the same, but I just, like, look older. Like, I feel like I, changed a little bit. But, like, just, like, older. And, like, my body and stuff, too. You know, I grew up from, like, being, like, a little teeny tiny kind of, I don't know, teenager, preteen, whatever. And now I feel like I'm just kind of, like, I feel 21.
Right.
And I also, like, I don't know if this relates at all. I don't know. I just thought of this. But,
hey, share your piece.
Just, like, people, not to sound like any type of way, but people tend to compliment me a lot and say that I carry myself well, or, like, I sound very mature, or, like, oh, I thought you could be even older. And, like, that's such a high compliment to me, honestly, because sometimes I feel like, stupid 21-year-old like everyone else. You know, I feel like stupid and still a little like, obviously, like, I'm just having a good time. I'm still in college, like, you know, stuff like that. But then other times I'm like, yeah, like, I feel like I, not in a bad way, but I feel like I compare myself to the people around me.
Everyone does.
You know, just like compare myself to the people around me in the sense of like how I know that I think or carry myself or this or that, and kind of, again, observe other people, and I'm just like, they don't do that, but that's okay. Like, I just, like, sometimes I feel like, yeah, different in different areas and stuff like that, with maybe like maturity. I don't know.
Since you graduated high school in 2020 as well, I'm kind of impressed the way that you've transitioned during the COVID era till now.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were set back by that.
Yeah.
Socially, mentally, physically.
Right.
You seem to have kind of managed the storm.
Yeah, I kind of
All the way
did
up to
now
this
that you
point.
say it. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of just like, it's funny because I always used to say that I was in the best shape of my life during COVID because, yes, I couldn't dance and everything, but it sounds crazy, but I had this class that was supposed to be a great little end of the year class if I was actually at school. It was like outdoor education. And it's like, you know, you go and do fun stuff outside and it's nice when it gets warm out. But it was online, so he was pulling stuff out of his ass basically to do for the class, you know.
Yeah.
And one of the things was like a workout log. And I like took that shit to heart. I was like, okay, I'm going to actually do it.
Wow.
Because I had, I was taking like what's it called? Like some kind of workout class at my studio at the time, like when it was one of my classes that I had. And so it was a lot of like body weight stuff, and it was like stuff like to a song. And so I would like do those stupid things in my living room, and like it felt great. Like I feel like it's like one of those things that kind of kept me going a little bit, or like whatever.
Good for
and then
you.
oh my god, excuse me.
No, you're good.
All right, and then when the class was over, I like stopped, but I was like, I feel like it made me feel really good and just kind of like kept me going. That was a random side quest.
Wow. You know what's crazy too?
What?
Just to touch back a little bit what we were talking about just a little bit before this.
Yeah.
I took a poetry class back in high school. It's just a random general elective. And I don't remember why we were talking about this or how this even happened, but the teacher was talking about how he said, "You ever look at a photo of you when you were younger?" He goes, picture like there's a photo taken of you once a year or like throughout the months, whatever the case is, each birthday. He goes, let's say you have a photo of you when you're 12 to 15. Those two people, like those are two different people.
Oh yeah.
Then 15 to 8, like two different people.
Oh yeah.
He goes, now picture this. When you woke up this morning and now you in class, those are two different people. Because one of them's already ahead through time and already went through certain events that shaped them different. Like,
oh, that's weird. Oh, that's weird.
Right? So before you came on the podcast, even driving here,
right?
You now probably has a little more like self-closure because you're like having a nice conversation.
You know, yeah.
Than you on the way here.
Trippy.
Kind of crazy, right?
Kind of crazy.
I don't know, like, because people are like, oh, like me when I was younger to me now. Like, you can compare yourself to you 2 hours ago.
No, seriously.
You got a great workout in.
That's
you have to
so
practice
true.
before practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before after nationals. Two different people.
Yep. Less stress.
Right?
No, I'm just kidding. But like.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do like thinking about like weird, not weird, but like, you know, stuff like that. It's
right.
Interesting.
Another question for you.
I'm ready.
I know a lot of people, and I talk to a lot of people that come on about this.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people feel like this is the prime of their life, and they feel that these are like the good old days, these are the good years. When you're an adult, life won't be as fun.
Okay.
Might be a little more boring. Are you someone that genuinely looks forward to and you could be honest, do you look forward to becoming an adult, or do you look forward to ever like maybe having a family or whatever the case is? Like, are those certain things you aspire to have and want, or do you have any future goals where you're like, oh my god, this gonna be so great once I do it, like when I'm like 35? I don't know.
Right. No, I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely like want a little, I want a partner, I want a family, for sure. And, so yeah, those are definitely things that I've always wanted. But wait, I feel like you asked questions in the beginning, and then there was like other things that you just asked that I like got lost.
Yeah, no, you're good. So I was saying, many people feel like this is the prime of their life. Yep.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep.
So because I was thinking about whether or not I agree with that, and
you know what someone once said on here?
What?
I love it. I love it so much. I want to pretend they never said it. And only I did. They said, I asked him, I said, do you feel like, you know, the 20s is your prime? He goes, no matter how old I am. He goes, I'll always be in my prime. I was like, oh, that's so good. I was like, oh, that's so good. That's dirty. That's dirty. But
that's really funny, actually.
Yeah.
But when you were talking, you know, my brain started going. And
good.
I was thinking about, like, I feel like there's reasons why people say that sometimes. Like, we get to have fun. We're going to school, but we get to have, like, depending on your lifestyle, you know, we get to have fun.
I love that you said that.
You know.
Oh, yes,
you know.
Naturally.
But yeah, like, it is a cool period of time, like, being in college. Like, it's a cool, I don't know, life that we kind of, like, have that, I don't know, we can, what am I saying? Like, we're able to have.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, like, we're getting an education, setting ourselves up for the future, but we get to have fun. We get to, like, I don't know, I think it's a cool period of time for sure.
It is.
Like, I don't know. So, that. But then I started thinking about, like, I think about, like, my parents, and, like, they vacation a lot. I have to say, like, they like, do their thing. They have a lot of fun. Like, I feel like they really enjoy life.
They got it going on.
Yeah, no, like, really. And so, it's just, like, I want to aspire to do that, you know? Like, I want to, and I feel like it's, like, kind of a money thing, but, you know, like, hope I have enough money so I can, like, do those kind of things. Hope I have, like, the leniency in my schedule. Like, I hope I can kind of figure that out with whoever I, like, marry, too. Be cool.
I think if they did, and they had to figure out as they got older, I think you will as well. That's what kind of really, it's kind of weird to think about. Because at one point in time, our parents were as old as us.
Yeah, weird. I see, sometimes I think about that, too, and I'm like, whoa.
And it's like, they probably had to ask their parents, or they had to figure it out themselves.
Yeah. Seriously.
So who's to say that you can't?
No, yeah, exactly.
Right?
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. Where would you want to travel?
I'm
a place that you haven't been yet.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me think of somewhere I haven't been, I guess. Like, I haven't been to a million places or anything, but I'm a big, like, tropical person. Like, really? I love the warm. I love, like, you know, that's the difference between people who are like, oh, I want to go to the mountains. I'm like, I get, like, maybe, sure. But I want to go, like, to an island. Like, oh, my God. Like, I want to go lay on the beach. I want to go, like, drink some fruity drink or something and eat food and just, like, I just love it. I love, like, being, I don't know, in the sun on the beach. So, I don't know, a specific place, to be honest. I love Mexico.
You ever been on a cruise?
Yeah.
Like them?
A long time ago, though. Or, like, a good amount of time ago.
Was it nice?
Yeah. I keep saying I want to do one now, especially being 21. You know, you can do your thing. But, yeah, cruises are cool. I went as a kid. I went to, like, Bermuda. So that was a cool, like, island to go to. And then I think I went to the Bahamas. I believe that might have been on a cruise too.
There you go.
So it's cool because, like, the cruise ship itself is fun, and then you get off the ship and you go explore wherever the heck you're going, and you go back. Like, it's cool.
It must be interesting to see places totally different from Connecticut.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm so used to seeing nothing but the same streets here.
No, that's so real.
Whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
In a way, it kind of keeps me comfortable.
No, yeah.
Right, and it makes me not want to get out the nest. But there's times where I'm like, I wonder what's beyond.
I wonder what's beyond these streets.
Yeah.
These
I don't know.
walls.
Maybe if I meet the right person or right people, connections or whatever, they'll drag me out somewhere in the world. Who knows?
So you're not a big vacationer? Have you been anywhere?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
And here's why. Because it's kind of a cheat, and all right, let me just say it.
Right,
so my brother was he got into the military. He graduated boot camp my senior year of high school, and we obviously had to go see him graduate.
Right.
So that was like the first time I ever flew. Senior year of high school.
Where was that?
South Carolina.
Okay.
Flew over there. I am deathly afraid of heights too. So that was a
Yeah, you are.
I think because I was able to fly there, flying back home was easy. Because but I feel like the longer I'm away from these type of things, the fear kind of
comes back.
Exactly. So, somehow got through that, and it was interesting over there. But like, I didn't really like go around too much. We just kind of kept traveling the same like couple streets or whatever, back and forth from the base, like hotels or whatever.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, I've been to Boston, been to the city. Come on. What are we doing here, people?
Yeah, like normal.
Yeah, but the second and only time I've been somewhere super far, at least as far as I can remember, is I went to Florida back in 2020. I want to say January of 21 or 22.
Okay. A little like winter break moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to Florida for the very first time, flew over there, and it's because my cousins, like, that family, they have a house over there.
Oh, nice.
And they would take like certain members of the family, whatever, with them. Like but people would like obviously buy their own tickets or whatever. But they decided to like pay for my ticket because money costs or whatever throughout my life. But like they said like you need to see this.
Oh, that's
nice. They said like we'll buy you a ticket just as long as you want to go. Like let's do it. So I said fine. Unreal.
Like good, great.
Yeah.
Right, Florida's fun.
And this is coming from a person that doesn't like beaches like that or the sun. I love the fall. I love the spring. Okay. It's just not too hot, not too cold. Okay. I mean, look outside. The leaves are falling. It's just beautiful colors.
Yeah.
Is that sarcastic?
No, like it was like,
okay,
I hear you, but it's like, I'm such a summer girl. Like, I'm like, all right. Like,
tell.
Like,
you definitely give up.
I'm like, please, it's summer.
Yeah. Nah, I feel that. Like, I'll tell you what though, if I had a pool one day at my own house, like I'm chilling. Like I'll be outside, cooking burgers.
Helpful.
Yeah, that would be great. But went to Florida. It was just incredible. It seems like the place you go to when you just like want it life or you just figured everything out. And they had a house in Naples, which is like very retirement home-esque.
Chill.
Like they have all the like if you need groceries, like so it's a gated community.
Okay.
Gated community, but it's like you need groceries like 2 streets away. It's like this is here, this is here.
That's nice.
They got tennis courts within the neighborhood, and they got this and that, and the food places were great. The nightlife was amazing. And this is coming from a person that's not, you know me, nightlife. I'm like, what? Yeah, but I'm walking down the streets, and it was incredible. It seemed like even on a weekday, people were enjoying themselves.
Was it? No, it wasn't during summer. It was like winter break, so maybe that helped a little bit.
Yeah, but on a weekday, on like January, it wasn't December. Like just late December, Christmas break. It was like mid-January.
Right.
So
interesting.
I mean, I'm sure
that's cool,
lots of people have houses over there during the winter where they want to just stay there for a few months.
Yeah,
lots of older people, but it was cold. It was impressive. The restaurants, the music. Sydney, it was incredible.
Okay, so maybe you're a little bit more of a traveler than you think.
Maybe
you would like
it.
If
it's a matter of getting me there. So maybe. But once
I'm
here,
it's fine. No. That's funny.
But I don't know. There's something about the suburbs that I enjoy. I couldn't live in the city. Could you?
No, I don't think so. Because like, I always say I feel like even like my town gives. It's a little city-ish, like whatever. And I live next to a bigger city, so I'm like, but like my streets and stuff are very like a lot of trees. It's like woodsy, so I feel like I cannot do like straight city.
How does your home area get whenever it snows or it rains? Is it bad? Is it fine?
Yeah.
Lots of shoveling.
I mean, it's like whatever it is, it's like here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate the winter. I just think it's so inconvenient. I'm sorry, but like I just find it so inconvenient.
Really?
Like the snow, yeah.
Really?
There's like cool reasons. It's so pretty and we love it. Like cool, whatever. But when it comes to like I need to live my life.
Fair.
Like I need to drive. I need to go do something. I gotta go. Like I don't want to have to. Oh God, I think I just like convenience in my life. I think I just like convenience.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to have to worry about like getting the snow off my car in the morning.
I think that's why I do like the winter. Like I don't like it, but I do like it because
what part?
Let me cook. It's because it's adversity. When everything's going well, what happens? Like life is like it's too easy. If you live in an area where it's perfectly sunny all the time, and to some people that's the dream. You do you. But the fact that we get to experience the summer, which is like everyone's having a great time.
Yeah.
And then the fall, everyone's like chilling. And then in the winter, it's like, all right, I got to lock in. It's getting cold out. I'm not getting vitamin D. It's getting, I got to defrost my car.
Yeah,
Got to shovel things out. And then it's spring, and it's like, all right, we made it through the tough times.
Yeah.
We're getting close to the... It's like a nice cycle. And then plus, could you sing Jingle Bells when it's 80 degrees out and you're at the beach? Because I can't.
No, that would feel wrong.
That would feel
Because I've
horribly
grown
wrong.
up, in
Like
this,
you watching the
but-
Polar Express and you could just like go for a swim right after. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, that's weird.
Right?
No, yeah, definitely. Like, I get it. Like, I like having the 4 seasons and all that, but
Yeah.
I favor
I hear you.
some. I favor some
I mean, who doesn't?
over the others. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Wow. Is there anything else that you're looking forward to throughout the remainder of college or after, like going for your master's, or
I think.
any goals?
Okay. Well, first, I think I'm looking forward to. Being fully immersed in everything speech all of the time, instead of like.
Where you're
'cause
doing
I get,
your craft.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I get very irritated nowadays doing classes that I, are really for nothing.
I feel horrible for your classmates. Nah.
No, but I just like, ugh, like, it just irritates me sometimes having to do stupid classes just because you need the credits. It's just bothering me. So, yeah, I'm very excited to like be doing only speech all the time. And then eventually too in the master's doing like hands-on experience, whatever. Like, it's a little nerve-wracking, I have to say, but I'm like excited to just, I don't know. I think I'm just excited to see where everything takes me to, and just kind of see how it goes. But I guess I'm a little nervous to like apply all of my knowledge, or like, when you get scared that you like don't know everything. Like, I feel like I need to make sure it's really like in there, because it's complicated. It's like,
You always have to start off as a rookie wherever you go.
exactly, right.
Whenever it's something new. So that's normal.
Yeah. So for like goals and stuff though, I think it's just like to make sure I like know my stuff. Like, I, just kind of like lock in and be like, all right, girl, you've wanted to focus on the speech stuff for so long. So I need to make sure like throughout the classes I have taken that are speech related and all of that, like I need to make sure I know what's going on. And kind of just get ready to be like in that whole space. Like, I don't know, I think just pushing myself a little bit.
How do you think you give off that warm, comfortable presence to kids? If you have you thought about that? Like how you go about it?
Yeah, kind of. I feel like it's kind of natural for me. With kids and stuff, I feel like just with people I tend to be kind of warm. Or I try.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I feel like it's just like I can picture it. I can picture like, bringing the kid in and then doing whatever I got to do. Like, I think it's just, with like my tone of voice and this and that. And like how you talk to kids. I feel like I'm just excited for that because I do enjoy that. I love, talking to kids. I do have a younger stepsister. I've known her since she was like 1 year old. She's 10 now.
That's awesome.
So, I know how to, like, I have close children near me and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Nothing specific, I guess.
It's so interesting to hear the paths that each person that comes on here is taking.
I agree.
It's so cool to me.
No, I know. I think that's really cool, too.
Wow. Sid, I told you I was going to ask you 3 things.
Oh, God. I know.
Do you think you're finally ready to answer them?
Yeah, I think so.
You sure?
Yeah. Go ahead.
You sure?
Maybe, I don't know.
No, because we could talk about a few other things.
We could talk about whatever you want. Like,
No,
I'm here for it.
I want to make sure that you feel like any piece is shared. That's good. No, it's good. Like, I feel like we talked about a lot.
I know. I think so, too. Like, I don't even know.
Time flies. Like, it's already 5.
Oh, my God.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my God.
No, the conversation time moves different. Time moves different here.
It does.
It's like a time chamber.
I'm literally in, like, a different universe. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, I feel like we did talk about a lot.
But
of, like,
has there anything that's been on your mind? At least, like, now, lately? Like, you're, like I said, we're in the thick of it right now.
Yeah, we're in the...
How have midterms been?
Like, good. I feel like... fine. I mean, I think it's just like this week especially, I kind of had a lot of assignments like going on, and that was the first time I kind of felt that, and I was like, oh God, okay, like I actually have a lot that's due like close together and this and that, which is like it's annoying. But I mean, it's been okay. I think it's kind of just like the thing I do think about a lot that I struggle with is motivation, and like to do schoolwork again, especially if it's a class that I don't really care for or I don't really care about. I'm like, I don't need this. I don't want to do it. It's like very hard for me to be motivated to do things that are not like interesting to me, or it's like hard and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it. It's kind of like I want to like run away. So that's something I've been working out for a while, and like I don't know if we're getting like deep with it, but like I do go to a therapist and like fully like would recommend to anyone. Would recommend to anyone. So you know, I kind of work on that a lot as well, and just like that's my biggest struggle, I feel like, during the school year. That's the thing that like gets, you know, like in my head a lot, because I'm just like, oh my god, like I want to succeed so badly, and I want to have good grades, I want to do this and that, but like, oh my god, I cannot bring myself to like do something. Like I can't bring myself to like do it, and then I'm just driving myself crazy, and then I'll do it, but I'll be down to the wire and I'll be stressed and like whatever. So I feel like that's like coming up a little bit more lately too, and I kind of have to keep trying to like nip it out, you know, out, because it's just like stressful and it doesn't like help. So no, it's like hard.
I will say there are certain shows and books that really kind of, so I talk to a lot of people that are already in like great shape and they already have things going for them, because I've been going through like my own workout journey, and it's so funny because I've been telling people like, I don't know if you've ever seen the Old School Karate Kid.
Yeah.
You have?
I actually have seen that.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so I was telling like I'm going through like the Mr. Miyagi training where he's like wax on, wax off, learning the basics. Like you guys are already like in the tournaments. You guys are already doing your thing. Like your peak shape. It's just like, all right, like what's next? For me, it's like I'm on like the mountaintop at dawn, like doing like Kung Fu Panda, like Po, learning everything. The Dragon War.
Oh my god, that's funny. You know.
So it's been interesting, but for people that are already in shape, I've been asking them like, where do you feel like? What do you feel like what else do you feel like you can do to get that spark? And I tell them, I say, man, like I could put you on certain shows or books.
Okay.
Or if you need that extra surge, where like, oh, I feel like I have a whole new purpose to like stay sharp and like get even better. Yeah, if you ever feel like that, I could definitely.
No, yeah,
put
definitely
you on
put me on.
Because that's what I've been like. I have my book ready, like Atomic Habits.
I saw that. Yeah, it's just like stuff like that. I do feel like is good for me sometimes, because I feel like it like brings my brain back to like that kind of place, or like.
Most definitely.
You know, and just kind of like the why. Like, why do I want to succeed? Like, why and all of that.
Yeah.
And like that was like something I got from like therapy, which I thought was pretty good. I was like, good to like
finding your why is.
Yeah, because if you don't have that, then what are you doing anything for? You don't know. So it's kind of like, you know, you got to think about that. So yeah, I feel like sometimes it's just like, I feel like with getting busy and this and that, and also like, you know, dance taking a lot of energy out of me, trying to like balance, you know, other things in my life and all of that. Like that's everybody. Life's crazy and we have so many things to balance. So then when it gets to, again, something I maybe don't really want to do that much, or I like don't really feel like doing because it's not the fun thing or it's not whatever, that's when I'm like, and I start, you know, procrastinating or whatever. But
yeah,
I feel like it's kind of maybe thinking about now, like it'll all be worth it. I'm gonna graduate college. That's crazy. Like that's an accomplishment, you know. And then I'm gonna move on to what I really want to do and move on to higher education, and I need to keep myself going for that. So that's also like motivating, a little scary, but motivating, you know. Like I need to keep myself going because I'm not stopping. So.
Did you ever play or think about doing anything other than dance, like any other sports? Or did you play other sports?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I played softball as a kid for a good amount of time.
What position? Do you remember?
Yeah, I did like a little second base, shortstop, or like outfield moment. Yeah.
Here we go, Sid.
Yeah. I mean, I was younger, so it's like, you know, when you don't really have your concrete positions yet, like, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I actually enjoyed that. Like, we've known that I've done dance since like day one, like super young. Softball, I was still pretty young. I don't know. I don't think I did like T-ball, but like, I don't know. I was pretty young. And I did it for like 5-6 years at like the same time as dance. And then I left. But it was like, it was good. It was like a good little change in dynamics. Like it was nice having my little dance where I could be like soft or whatever I needed to be.
Right.
And then softball, being a little more hardcore or whatever.
Wow.
Excuse me.
No,
I'm like
good.
dying.
Senior Sid.
Yeah.
Sid the senior.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We were actually trying to think of nicknames the other day if anyone was wondering.
Yeah, I'm so sorry if I just keep like saying her name over and over.
They're all like, why are you saying that?
Yeah. Anything with
I
the
promise
S.
I know what he's talking about.
Yeah. All right, 3 questions.
All right. First one is what one?
Favorite show or movie, or both?
Okay. So, yeah, I was saying earlier, I don't know if it was recorded, but that I'm very indecisive and just kind of like wasn't really sure what I was going to do for this, but we're just going to start somewhere. So, I'm watching a show right now that is just like, if anyone needs like a lighthearted show, it is just like hilarious. It's called The Mindy Project. It's
I think it's on my list.
I might have told you about it.
I'm about to check right now.
But it is just like, it's just hilarious, and like the writing of it is so funny, and just like the acting, like it's just great. So if anyone needs a little lighthearted show, I've just been loving it, honestly. It's so funny. Yeah.
What can you watch it on?
Netflix.
Okay.
So it's easy, accessible, whatever.
Yeah.
And then movie, it's funny because when I was leaving my room, one of my roommates was watching The Parent Trap. Have you seen that? The one with Lindsay Lohan?
I love
Tell me that's
movie.
not such a great movie.
Makes
Oh
you
my
cry
God.
every time.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I cry.
That movie
Maybe.
makes me sob
It's
like
like
a
sappy
baby.
though, but it's like
No, it's one of my
funny.
favorites. It's a classic.
Such a good one.
It's a classic. It's one of my favorites.
So like
The scene when the other daughter, like when they do the switch,
Yeah.
and the other daughter's at the ranch, and the nanny's like, I remember when you were 5 pounds and whatever else when you were born, and like she realized like it was a switch. Oh
yeah, no, that is
Ooh,
crazy.
getting teary-eyed
Jessie
right now.
Or whatever her name
Yeah,
is.
such a good movie.
So good.
That's a classic.
Yeah, and I forget about that one sometimes.
I love that you said that.
Yeah, so I'm glad that she was watching that.
Yeah. Favorite album or one of recommendation or artist if you can't pick an album.
Okay, so God, this one was hard. For
Dancers gotta have music. I know you do.
Kind of, but also like sometimes we dance to weird things. Like that's not what I'm like listening to in my life. Like it's weird.
Yeah. Right.
But so I was thinking I'm gonna have to give a little multiple answer here. So I gotta do it.
Okay.
Like I was thinking about how, for a little context, like I'm a big like lyrics person with music, so I really like something to tell a story or maybe relate to me, maybe not. I used to be big into that part, but now it's kind of like, girl, like not everything's gonna relate to you.
Yeah.
So whatever, but I just really like when something has like almost like smart lyrics, if that makes sense. You ever hear a song, hear me out, where like, I don't know, like something ends up connecting to something in the song, like in the
Swift?
lyrics. She's a great example.
Okay.
She's a great example. So
Yeah,
like
this seems
I'm
like
giving
building
that
up to-
idea basically.
Okay.
So her, Taylor Swift for sure. Like I've been loving Olivia Rodrigo since
She's cool.
came out and about a few years ago, and then she just came out with a new album. So that was like one of my thoughts was her album Guts, that she just came out with. Like, because I've been recommending that to people for probably a month or two now.
Is this the album you're going with?
God, I don't know, I guess. Like, but then I was also thinking about Billie Eilish, because I love...
I got it right over there.
Oh my God, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Because I love Billie Eilish.
Yeah, she's dope.
She's also a great, like, lyricist, I guess. But I also love, like, say all three of those people. I love, like, the variation in, like, their style of music, too. Like, there's an album like Guts, or, like, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go by Billie, where there's all different kind of vibes in one album, and I love that. I love that so much. So, I feel like...
Are we going Guts?
Fine. If we have to pick one,
Wait, but what song?
Ooh, so
Favorite
okay.
song off it?
I love the sad ones, and again the lyrics, but the lyrics in Logical is one, and then The Grudge is the other. Those are like the lyrics in both of those are like incredible. Like the way that like almost like metaphor, like I don't know, like the way she words things is crazy. Like I just like love it. Like I don't know, I just find it like very interesting. So I'll say Logical.
My favorite song off of that album is definitely the intro, All American.
Really?
All American Bish.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know. I love that goth punk.
Yeah.
Not all the time,
No, yeah.
but like
I
one
agree.
day, like I just get bored. I'm like, let me listen to some Green Day. Let me listen to some,
Yeah.
any music like that.
Well, did you listen to the other upbeat ones on that album?
Oh, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because those ones are good too.
I've listened to the whole album. I still think the first one's better. I know that. I think we might have talked about this. I think the first one's better. We might have,
actually, yeah.
I think her debut album is better. But, like, that's not to diminish this recent one or anything. It's
yeah.
She had bangers on that first one. Everyone was listening to that. And that was during COVID, I think.
It was like, so I think it was like, I listened to it a lot, like, summer 2021. But I don't know, because I remember, like, whenever I listen to it, it reminds me of driving to one of my old jobs. Because I used to always listen to it.
Right.
No, yeah, she ate with those.
All right, we're going to go with Logical off of... Guts.
Fine, we'll go with that.
Fine. I live your odd we go. You heard it here. All right, last but not least.
Oh, God, yeah.
We should do this again sometime, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
We'll talk. I know where you work.
That's crazy. Words of advice and or just a quote, whatever the case is, to leave here to finish things off. The floor is yours.
Okay.
And it doesn't need to be like always be happy. Like
no, I know.
Corny. It doesn't have to be corny.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to think because there's a lot of things I say in my life all the time. I feel like.
Because you're a very positive person.
I was just thinking that was weird
no,
when I was trying to think of what to say.
You definitely are.
I am, mostly, and I think I have my moments. But I was literally just thinking. I was like, maybe something about positivity. Give me a hot sec because I kind of want to like.
You're good.
Articulate. Okay, I can't.
You're good.
I'm really just thinking.
Comfortable silence. You're good. You're
right.
on your own time. No one's forcing you to speak right now. Very second.
Like.
Yeah, you're good.
I think just kind of going with the positivity thing. Like, I just think to look at life with like through kind of a positive lens, and like it's one of those things where it's all about perspective. I guess
glass half full.
A little bit like that kind of thing, right? Perspective and kind of like. Yeah, if you look at things in a positive light, I feel like it helps your overall, like, mental, I feel like, honestly. Because that's a big thing for me. Like, I get a little irritated when people are very, like, pessimistic. And I feel like I pick up on it very quickly. I'm like, oh, God, you're so negative all the time. And, like, I just feel like it kind of weighs you down. So, to wrap that up, I feel like, yeah, just kind of, like, I don't know, if you shift your perspective to think about life, things, everything in a little bit more of a positive light, or trying to find the good things in everything. There it is. There it is. I had to cook for a minute.
I say that all the time. Oh,
like
that was that was in the pan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The butter just started. Ooh. Yeah, there it is, Sid.
Yeah, because I really
tell everybody
believe that.
Find the positives and the negatives.
Yep. Because it helps your mindset so much.
Helps so much.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it keeps you going.
Oh,
that's
so
how you're going to get through, like, life. Yeah, it took me a second to get there.
No, but you got there. We got there.
I did.
No, that was great. Sid, this was fun.
This was so great, Mario. I'm so glad.
I'm glad that you're glad, and hopefully that everyone that knows you or is cool with you, they enjoyed this as well.
I know.
Hopefully you put on a good enough show for. I think you did.
I think so.
I think you killed it.
Thank you.
I definitely think you did. Yeah, we'll talk. I know where you work too, by the way.
So. Oh, really? Shout out. Yeah.
But we gotta wrap this up. We gotta obviously take care of the last few things, but unfortunately, it is that time. Everyone has a story and it's still being written. I love every single one of you. Have a good weekend, or actually, this is probably gonna come out on a Monday. So have a good week. Have a good week, people. I love you all. Ciao for now. Peace.